Sports Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Mateer takes a look. Touchdown! Isaiah Sategna! Oklahoma rolling over the Tide right now. Only rush 3. Intercepted! They confused him. Xavier Brown headed the other way. Touchdown Tide! A pick 6. It's Hill banging forward, fighting, twisting. Touchdown Alabama! And Alabama is going to come off the canvas from 17-0 down to become the first team to win.
And they're going to give it to Tony. Tony scores a touchdown. What a call. Malachi Tony comes to the forefront for Miami again. Reed gets it to the end zone. Intercepted. Picked off again by the freshman, Bryce Fitzgerald. Lacey's first touch straight up the middle and straight into the end zone. You cannot start better than that. And now this offense looking to add to the scoreboard. Logan Diggs trying to power ahead, and he does. Set them off, light it up. It's party time at the Grove. With a new head coach who they absolutely love out of the gate. And he's going to lead this team on New Year's Day a step closer for a hopeful national championship.
Play action for Dante Moore. Floats one to a one-on-one. Backing up McClellan. Did he haul it in? Yes! That's another Oregon touchdown.
The competition just gets better. It just gets harder and harder for these teams now, and it just ratchets up. It's going to be fun to watch.
Happy Monday, everybody. There it is. There's my mic. Glad we got that figured out. Brant Daughtry here with you. I'm the host of this program. The program you're listening to is Sports Day. I'm the host, and as always, today's show, can you tell I'm a little bit behind?
It's Christmas week. You're all right.
Christmas. Yeah, you know what? I've got 2 more episodes of Sports Day before I'm off for 2 weeks from this show, and one of them is happening right now. Gotta be where your head is, right?
There you go. There you go. Landon's even agreeing.
Landon's over there in the corner. Hey, thanks to Landon over there in the corner for keeping us on the air. He's running the video feed. A little bit of a slight delay. I won't say trouble. It's not trouble, but it is a slight delay in getting the video feed pulled up. But Landon is working on that right now. Hey, guess what? That's another thing. That's my fault. Sports Day today is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities, supporting student, community, and employee needs. Brant Daughtry here, as we are most every Monday. We're joined on today's show by Garrett Fitzpatrick of the Great Bend Rec.
Morning. Afternoon.
Just into the afternoon hours. Garrett, you heard the sounds of the past 24 hours there. First round of the college football playoff took place over the weekend. That's what we're going to focus on for the bulk of this show, is those 4 football games. But before we go into any detail on those, your early thoughts on the first round of the CFP.
Couple of boring games and a couple of good games.
Yep.
There's you've seen it now. People are saying, well, those 2 teams, they just shouldn't have been in it. Speaking of Tulane and James Madison.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be in there. Shouldn't be in there. Which, yeah, probably, maybe not. But you know what? A number of years ago at Boise State, they were a team they shouldn't have been in there, and they knocked off some teams. And
yep.
So I don't know. I kind of mixed the feelings about that. Do you add another round of playoff games and put those 2 in against the other 2, Notre Dame, and but where do you stop? What basketball is 64, is it, or whatever?
Basketball is 64, and the reason it works is because I was talking about this with Webby this morning. In basketball, you have the 3-point shot, right? Where it doesn't matter, and you can have great defense, and sometimes the threes just still go in. Football doesn't really have that.
Right.
The bigger, faster, stronger team in football is going to win 99 times out of 100, and we've only seen 8 of these first-round games, and only 3 of them, I think, have had teams that were, the automatic Group of 5 bids. And so I will say I love mid-major college football. I love the Group of 5. I love the Sun Belt. I love the MAC. I love those types of smaller conferences, and I think that they deserve. You cannot have a national championship picture if the teams in those leagues don't have a route. If the teams in those leagues don't have any way to make it, and that's what people are trying to do. They're trying to limit it to where those teams no longer have a path.
Right.
And I just don't think you can truly call it a national title if one of only 60 teams has a chance to win it when there are over 130.
Yeah.
And that just, to me, I hear where people are coming from. I think there's a better way to do this system. I don't think there are 12 teams deserving of a shot at a national title. I will say I would rather see a Tulane or a JMU than a mediocre Clemson team or a mediocre, I don't know, who's someone else who didn't get in this year. Texas didn't get in this year and felt like they should have. I think I would rather see the G5 school have a chance.
Notre Dame,
I'm sure, would feel the same way. Even though Notre Dame probably does give a better game to Texas A&M, and in fact, I believe those two teams played earlier this year,
yes,
if memory serves, like very early in the season. But I just, there's it to anybody who says that it's the fault of those schools for making boring playoff games. I actually have something I'd like to share. I pulled up the 2024 college football playoff just to see how that went.
Okay.
Texas and hello. Turn that off. Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to happen.
I didn't hear it.
There you go. Texas and Clemson. Those are two big names, both from Power 4 schools. Texas now in the SEC. Were they in the SEC last year?
Yes.
I can't remember.
I believe so.
I can't remember. Either way, they played Clemson. Texas and Clemson, two big-time schools. Texas wins at 38-24. If memory serves, it wasn't even that close. Tennessee and Ohio State. This is the big one. Tennessee 9, Ohio State 8. That's a first-round matchup. Ohio State wins that game 42-17 in Columbus. Penn State and SMU. SMU, I believe, just barely missed out on winning the ACC, but still got in. Penn State beat them 38-10.
Okay.
That, by the way, Penn State, the 6th seed, 38-10. And then Notre Dame and Indiana. Indiana did really well. They made the playoffs. First year under Curt Cignetti. It's the first time they've ever won 10 games. They are the number 1 overall seed this year. They lose 27-17 to Notre Dame. So we do not have a game tighter than 10 points in the first round. We only have 2 that are within 2 possessions.
And the 2 games we're really talking about, James Madison 34, Oregon 51 this year, and Ole Miss 41 and Tulane 10.
Yep.
So those 2 scores there, what you're saying, were fairly kind of comparable.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 very interesting games this year and 2 blowouts. Last year we had 4 not very interesting games, and 2 of them were just complete blowouts. And then here's where it gets fun. We go into the second round. Things are a little bit tighter. Texas beats Arizona State by 8, 39-31. That was at the very least a fun matchup before they got boat raced by, I'm getting ahead of myself, but they lose to Ohio State 28-14 in the semifinal. Ohio State facing the number 1 overall seed Oregon wins that game 41-21. Penn State beats Boise State in the semifinal 31-14. Notre Dame beats Georgia 23-10 in the second round. So second round, what's the closest game in there? It's Texas and Arizona State 39-31. And all these other games are separated by, quick math, at least 13 points. Penn State and Notre Dame is an interesting semifinal. Notre Dame wins it 27-24. Ohio State beats Texas 28-14. And then Ohio State wins the national championship by 11, 34-23. So what I'm saying is it is not the fault of the group of 5 schools. We should not punish the smaller mid-majors. We should not punish the Sun Belt, the American, whatever, your smaller conference of choice. Even though, yes, those 2 games were not close, there have been plenty of games between good teams capable of winning a national title. I say plenty. This is the second year of this expanded playoff. We've had a bunch of games between a team capable of winning a national title and a team that snuck in the back door of the playoff that have ended in blowouts, even when both teams are Power 4 schools.
Mm-hmm.
And to punish the smaller leagues for that, it just reads to me as, I don't know, insincere is maybe the best word, or you are mad at the people whose fault it is not.
Right.
In my opinion. And so I understand where people are coming from. I get wanting to move off of this bracket where you give smaller schools a shot. A smaller school is going to win at some point. You're going to have some kind of Cinderella, and I don't know if they make it past the second round because, again, this is not basketball. You don't have the three-point shot. You can't make up for the difference in size and speed and athleticism the way you can in a sport like basketball where everybody scores 1 million points every game. But I do think that when you look at this, it is so disingenuous to say that the group of 5 should be kept out because there at some point that win is going to happen for that smaller school. And with that, I'll get off my soapbox.
Okay. I think hopefully they give this a year or two just to play out and just see where they how it falls and whatever. And, the way college football is right now, who knows what's going to be happening next year.
Exactly.
Or the following year. Is it at some point, do you have they've talked about it. Do you just do a Power 5 national title championship and then the smaller classifications, they're in their own little...
They're in their own NIT, as it were.
Exactly, somewhat. People talk about the bowl games. Well, if you expand those to those two, do you use a lot of the bowl games to, settle all that information out? So, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, anymore, who knows what's going to happen in college athletics. It's just insane.
Here's my solution, and I don't think this is going to happen. I want to see the top 10 teams get into a playoff, and I want to see the top 2 seeds get a bye. What's going to happen and what I don't want to happen, but what I think would happen in that scenario is the champion of the SEC and the Big Ten get a free off week, and everybody else has to fight each other. I don't want it to immediately become that. But here's the other thing. I think we're going to do away with conference. I would do away with conference championship games because right now, whether you reward the team for making it there or punish them for losing when, your teams are fighting over whether do we actually want to play in this championship game. And I don't know. I think we get rid of it sooner than later. I know that last year, I don't know if these numbers are still true, but as far as a money-making venture, the SEC is the only conference that makes money off of its championship game. Every other team is either losing money or,
really? Okay.
just doing it for TV rights rather than actually making money on that game itself. So I think that the SEC would fight that, but I think every other conference could come together and go, yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it Ohio State and Indiana played in the Big Ten this year?
Yes, they did.
1 and 2 teams, right? And so, what do you do with a close game, whatever number 1 beats number 2 on a neutral site? Well, where do you really judge that? How far does that number 2 team drop? Whatever. I don't like the buys for a team. I understand that, hey, you earned it or whatever, but to me, I think you just want to keep it equal. Everyone, if you're doing the titles, I just like it. Everyone's playing every week. That's just me.
Yeah.
I do understand too if you should get rewarded. Maybe you're saying okay, but I don't know. I just like every team to play every week. You don't have the complaint about we were rusty, we off a week, or hey, we didn't play. So I don't know. I just like every week playing.
Yeah,
and getting rid of the conference championship, you just maybe add another round to it or something.
Good.
Of the
if we're going
playoffs.
here's the thing. My ideal number is 10. I don't think there's more than 10 teams that deserve a shot at any point anyway. But if you're going to keep expanding, then yeah, I mean you can't play that many games. I mean, I know that the complaint about college football is that it's the semi-pro league now and these players are making money, yada yada yada. They've been making money for a long time.
Right.
Under the table, they've been making money for a long time. And it's kind of funny because former coaches are kind of open about it now. It's like, oh yeah, we paid players through the back door a ton.
Right.
Which, yeah, I mean everybody paying attention to the sport knew it. It was just a matter of how much was it going to be enforced. And the answer is it wasn't. And so now it's legal, and so it's become this whole thing. But at some point, there comes the question of how many games can these kids play?
Mm-hmm.
How many? Because we are asking the grown men in the NFL to play, 20?
Yeah.
Over the course of 4 months or so.
Yeah.
And they get multiple bye weeks. They get first round buys if they're good enough. That's also the grown men, where some of those guys are making $20 million a year. I don't know. This is another thing that I would change if I was the commissioner of college football, is I would make certain contracts public. I would need to know how much a kid makes, just so the scales are more evenly balanced. But I would wager that the richest player in college football is making no more than $5 million a year, which $5 million is life-changing money. But that's the highest paid kid.
Right.
What about the backup offensive lineman who, again, is probably making good money, but is probably making something like $75,000, which, again, that's good, but it's not the riches that I see a lot of people complaining about with the sport in its modern iteration. And so I think that I would need to see, okay, what is the balance here? I know that the standard number, what's been reported as far as what teams want to pay in NIL, the top spending teams in college football tend to pay, are reportedly, again, none of this confirmed, it's all reporting because it's not all out in the open, but the average elite spending team wants to have $30 million in its roster. And that is from the starting Heisman caliber quarterback to, like I said earlier, the 8th and 9th offensive lineman on the depth chart. So these guys are, that's you got a budget and you got to figure out how to allocate it. And I like that. I wish that was structured rather than just kind of implicit in program to program. But I don't know. It's a mess, and it's been a mess, and this mess has been coming for decades now, and the people in leadership did nothing about it. And that is an entirely different discussion for an entirely different day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just you announce how much you're making. Well, that's only going to make Alabama or whoever say, "Oh man, now everyone knows how much we're making. We got to spend more now because they're going to try to catch up to us."
Which is why I think it needs to be capped. I don't know if you can.
I was going to say, that'd be great, but how are you going to cap it? They were paying players before this all started. We were just talking about
That's true.
You say they're going to stop just because we put a cap on it.
Right.
No, it's going to continue.
You would at least make it harder. And, it can't come from university-affiliated sources. Okay, what does that mean? And then there's a lot of backdoor language that people have to do. But is it not the entire point of government to come up with, like, the weird backdoor language that people can't misinterpret? I don't know. It's a mess. It's been a mess since it started, and it should have been ironed out long before we got to this point. Yeah. But this is where we are.
That's where we are.
And so
we're going different. It's going to be different come January. What is it? 3rd when the portal players open up.
Yep.
It's just, yeah.
I think Auburn's starting quarterback of next year just went into the portal. It's the kid who was starting at USF last year.
Okay.
So keeping an eye on Byron Brown.
No.
But that's going to do it for our first segment. We'll actually talk about the games on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Monday edition of Sports Day, live from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Welcome back in. Sports Day today is presented in part by Barmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. And lastly, by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. All right, Garrett, we spent the first 15 or so minutes of the show kind of
solving nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say solving the world's problems, but actually solving nothing. But talking about it, complaining about it, telling everybody things we don't like. Let's talk about the games themselves. We'll start with the clunkers, JMU and Oregon. Oregon ran away with this one. JMU scored some points at the very end against the backups, but this game wasn't close. Oregon looks, better than they did last year at this time. Dante Moore, I think, is a better quarterback than I've been giving him credit for so far this year. And Dan Lanning is always going to have a ferocious defense because he comes from the Kirby Smart tree where you know how to find and cultivate and turn kids really, really mean.
Yes. To be honest, I really didn't watch either one of those games. I turned it back and forth. Between the NFL games were good, and these
NFL games were very good.
Yeah, and these two games were not that exciting. I'd go back and forth during commercials and just, okay, it's still going that way. So I didn't really watch neither one of those two games. So they weren't exciting.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bury the lead here. Tulane and Ole Miss, also not very exciting. I was impressed with the way Ole Miss played. I was wondering how good that offense would be without Lane Kiffin. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of talking with my parents after the game. You know, we just debrief on all things college football because that's the family we are. I am not super threatened by Pete Golding as a head coach. I think he is a fine defensive coordinator. And I don't mean, he's a fine defensive coordinator. I mean, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. You can do worse. And I'm not convinced he's going to be a great head coach long-term for Ole Miss, but they come in, they get the job done. Trinidad Chambliss is awesome. And Tulane, now, I don't know if they've announced who they're going to replace John Summerall with.
I'm not sure neither.
But John Summerall now only has one job.
Yes.
So he is off to Florida. Okay, the other two games, we'll go through these in chronological order. On Friday night, Oklahoma hosting Alabama. Oklahoma gets out to a 17-0 lead and completely collapses. I was about to say something other than collapse, and then remembered that we're on a live radio show.
Yeah.
And I was like, there are certain things I can't say.
Yeah, that game was something, wasn't it? He's like, Oklahoma's like, wow, they're going to dominate this game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a laugher. And I'm loving it.
And then the lights got bright.
Yeah, and that was one of those games. I'm sorry, I'm not OU or Alabama fan, so I was rooting for OU though. I will.
Wait, any time Alabama is playing, I'm rooting for them to lose.
Yeah, kind of right now. You're right.
In the words of Charles Barkley, if Alabama's playing Afghanistan, I'm wearing a turban.
Yeah.
So,
went to junior college with OU's coach right now. So
really,
yeah, he was down there. So I remember him.
That's pretty cool.
He was kind of that.
Venables.
He was kind of the way he is on TV. That's kind of the way I remember. He was an interesting individual. But
he is himself all the time.
He
is a defensive mastermind, and just a very weird dude.
Yeah. that's just kind of the way it is.
He's a good football coach. I don't know what else he would be good at if he tried to do something other than coach football.
He was a good guy when I knew him, but I was just, but no, that game really, man, that was a shocker. Just turnaround like that, the way it was. So
credit to Alabama. I don't think either of these teams is very good. Alabama advances to play Indiana, the number 1 team in the country. I can absolutely see how this is going to play out. I've seen this movie before. Alabama pulls from the weird voodoo magic, and somehow they're going to beat Indiana, even though I do think Indiana has a really good shot, because I think the thing that bothers Alabama, and this is weird to say coming off the Nick Saban era, is being up in your face and physical. I think that bothers Alabama on both sides. If you can win the line of scrimmage, you can very easily beat Alabama. And I think that's what Oklahoma started the game doing. I think Alabama kind of figured it out. I think that Indiana is like the final boss of just hitting you with a crowbar.
Yeah. They can do that.
That is their game plan.
Yes.
And on Saturday morning, Miami at Texas A&M. This game, I feel like watching it on TV, I saw a lot of people talking about how boring this game was because it was low scoring. I felt like it was awesome. The atmosphere, the moment to moment, it was very high level play. And yes, the offenses could move the ball a little bit. They just weren't scoring. You had
special teams were horrible.
Five missed field goals, I think, in this game, at least 4. It was. I
think K-State fans probably enjoyed it because they got their coaching out a little earlier.
Yes,
to start.
I wonder how much that hurt Texas A&M. With the guy who's been calling plays all year is now suddenly not calling plays, and you're going up against. I mean, we talked about Indiana. Miami is another team that wants to put you in a bag and hit you with a baseball bat until you stop moving.
Yeah,
that defense is disgusting. And to be fair, so is Texas A&M's, but A&M without Colin Klein, the play because he did not call the plays in this game. He's been in Manhattan since he got hired.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was in the.
I think.
I thought he was calling plays, but
okay.
I might be wrong too.
I could be wrong on that. We'll fact check at the next break.
Yeah,
but Florida, or that third time's the charm.
Miami make winning that game it just hurts, really does. And now we're gonna have to see Michael Irvin again. Well, get him off, and he comes up and he grabs the coach during the interview. Come on, Michael Irvin, you've had your day. Get off the screen. Go away or something.
Michael Irvin likes attention, and you know what? There are a lot of folks that like attention, and if I'm going to be forced to give attention to someone who's old and washed up, Michael Irvin is one of the more entertaining dudes to do that with.
Oh, and then he was at Colorado. He's been just move on, please.
Miami advances to play Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins. I think Ohio State wins by maybe 2 possessions. But I can see a path to victory here for Miami if their offense can do anything at all.
All right. Oregon, Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State. Those are the winners.
Say that again?
Oregon, Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State.
No respect for Texas Tech, huh?
No.
No. Interesting. You think Oregon gets the better of them?
Yep.
I don't know.
Do not take my word of wisdom on the betting pool, okay? I am not recommending.
I wonder what the line is on that game. Vamp for a second. I'm going to see if I can find an early one.
No, but I don't know. That's my prediction right there. And I'll just go ahead and put it out there, Oregon, Ohio State, and I'm hoping Oregon wins it.
Really? Okay.
I'm going with that.
Okay.
I'm not. Because I don't know. We'll be back before the national title game, won't we? But the next,
yes, we will be back before the national title game.
Actually, what is the next round? We may even be back. But I haven't seen any spreads yet.
The spread right now is Oregon by 1.5.
Okay.
Over under of 52.5.
52.5, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of low scoring, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Oregon in like a 27-24 type of game is what they're predicting.
So what's the other spreads? Do you have that up there?
The other spreads, this is saying Oregon and Texas Tech. That is wrong. This is on Oregon's website. That's why. It's all Oregon stuff. I'll tell you what. We've got to take our next break. I don't. Over this next break, I'll look up spreads on the college football playoff, and then we'll get to some more local stuff. And we'll probably try and solve more of the world's problems. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio, right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Barton Community College, in partnership with Golden Key Group, proudly offers the nation's first associate's degree in federal human resources, and it's 100% online. This program prepares you for remote federal HR careers that support mission success across the government. Service members and military spouses, use your MyCAA or GI Bill benefits to take the next step towards a rewarding, flexible career from wherever you are. Learn more at federalhr.bartoncccc.edu.
Cine Doors' Christmas message may not be original, but we hope your Christmas shines like the eyes of a child in a toy store.
I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Papa! That's right, Hadley. I think you just did, Eddie.
Oh, yeah, and have a Happy New Year to boot.
Mom, Dad, and everyone at Cine Doors prays your holidays are filled with love and happiness. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas from everyone at C&E Doors. C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you. Sports Day today is presented in part by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend Showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320 or visit redcedarland.com. Brant Daughtry here, Garrett Fitzpatrick also in the studio. We were talking about spreads on the second round of the college football playoff, the quarterfinals, as they're calling it, which that's what it is. It's the quarterfinals. Got some numbers here for you. The interesting one to me, Miami and Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 9.5. That the biggest spread of the first round. Alabama and Indiana. Indiana is favored by a touchdown. Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia favored by a touchdown. And then the closest spread of the quarterfinal round, Oregon and Texas Tech. Oregon favored by 1.5, like we told you before going to the break. Any of those stand out to you, Garrett, as far as where the smart money's going early?
No, those are all my winners, though.
That's fair.
So it's not going to happen that way.
One of these will be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy, it's going to be Alabama over Indiana, isn't it?
It could be.
I'm going to throw up.
I just need Ohio State to beat Miami. That's first round game. That's one I have to have.
I have no, I don't love Ohio State, but it's just because they're good. I have never had a problem with a team just because they're good. It has to be that they have personally wronged my team in the purpose of being good at some point, or there has to be like some kind of scumminess surrounding them. Ohio State doesn't really read that way to me. I think Ohio State's just good, and they have never beaten my team. So
right.
I have no hatred for Ohio State. Miami, I go back and forth on Miami. I think that, who they are is who they are. I think they are proud of what they do, and they want to do it a certain way, and I think that that's perfectly fine.
I think any Nebraska fan that lived through the 90s will
that is a good point.
Be against Miami in pretty much anything they do.
That is a good point. Alabama and Indiana, well, you know how I feel about the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yes.
Go Hoosiers. Ole Miss and Georgia. I hate Georgia.
You just said
I hate Georgia so much.
And that
growing up as an Auburn fan in the state of Georgia, ridiculous.
No, fair enough. But for me, I don't mind Georgia. I mean, I'm not rooting for them to win, know, everything, but I kind of cheer for them. I'll definitely root for them against Ole Miss.
We talked about it at the break. Is like I can't stand Kirby Smart, but I have a lot of respect for him as a coach.
Yeah,
I think he's darn good, and I think that Georgia wins this game probably by more than a touchdown. I would take Georgia. Yeah, and again, I don't want this to become a gambling focused show.
No.
I personally not a fan of gambling, not a fan of what it's done to the sports market. I am purely looking at this to see what is the popular opinion on how these games are going to go.
Right.
And do I agree with that? What is my thoughts on it? I do not want to promote gambling. I also don't want to dissuade you from gambling. If that's your thing, like, go for it. It's not mine. I have never gambled a day in my life, and I never plan to.
Yeah.
So before we continue talking about these numbers and spreads and things like that, let's get
just
out
how
of
the
way.
national public is foreseeing the winner loser. So
exactly. So Georgia by 7. I think that Georgia wins this game by more than 7. I think that this is probably a 2-possession game, just because I think that Georgia's already seen what you can do once. Like I said, I know that you looked good against Tulane, but you still lost your main play caller, and Georgia's mad. It's mad Georgia.
All right, who are you going for then?
Oh, I'm going
in
for
the 4 4 games.
Okay, let's go over Oregon and Texas Tech real quick. Just because
sorry.
First, no, you're good. Spread 1.5. I think that this is the 4-5 game. It's the closest game as far as seeding. I think it makes sense that this game is going to be this close. I love Texas Tech. I really like Oregon. I don't know who's better because I haven't seen enough of either team this year. And I'm really looking forward to this game because I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That's my expert analysis.
There you go.
Who am I going for? Okay. Miami and Ohio State. I think it'd be cool to see someone other than Ohio State make it past the quarterfinal round. I know I just said that I don't hate Ohio State, but I'm just trying to see some different colors at some point.
I understand. My picks were who I want to win.
That's
who
fair.
I'm going for.
That's fair.
Not saying who I think.
Oh, no, I think Ohio State is going to win that game.
But who are you rooting for?
Right. Who am I rooting for? Obviously, Indiana over Alabama. Been said. Ole Miss over Georgia. Being an Auburn fan is a nightmare. My two least favorite organizations are the top 2 teams in the sport. I think Georgia wins that game going away. Oregon and Texas Tech, it's so weird. I have an affinity for Oregon because of the fact that after Bo Nix left Auburn, he went to Oregon and found the success that I always thought he was capable of, and now is doing the same thing with the Denver Broncos. And so I like Bo Nix. I've been rooting for Bo Nix, and because of that, I now have rooted for Oregon the past 2 years. And so I'm kind of rooting for Oregon, but at the same time, I really like what Texas Tech is doing right now. I think they're a really fun team. Hey, if we want to talk more about Auburn transfers, Lee Hunter and Romello Height, who are members of the Texas Tech defensive line, both signed with Auburn out of high school.
Okay.
And then transferred to elsewhere and are now at Texas Tech and are both really freaking good. Their linebacker, last name Gonzalez, I think. I can't remember his first name, but he's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
He's so good. But then you've got the size. Like, Oregon is fast, big and fast as well. Like this. These are 2 really freaking good football teams.
Yeah, they are. I just like watching Oregon. Hey, they do some fun things.
They do.
Well, every team's athletic. I mean, come on. But I don't know. I just kind of like watching them.
I really like
playing Nebraska.
I really like Dan Lanning. I like the way he runs the program. I like the things that he does, and I think that he's. I kind of like how I said at the beginning of the year. I think Mike Elko is at a great spot with Texas A&M, and I think they win a national championship for the next 3 years. Is what I told you. I think that Oregon's in a very similar spot. Now, the way that their program has been going, I would have picked probably last year to be their year, last year or the year before. But it could be this year. I don't know. Oregon is going to be up there as long as Dan Lanning can keep this train rolling.
Yeah, they're in the dance.
They're in the dance. Every single year they're going to be in the dance. So took up a good bit of the show there, talking about the college football playoff. We'll talk about, all right. So we've already talked about the college football playoff. We'll talk a little more local. We got some basketball in action over the last couple of weeks, so we'll talk about that. On the other side of this break, you're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you alongside Garrett Fitzpatrick. Sports Day today is brought to you by Equity Bank. There when you need them, bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Also by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. We're going to talk a little bit of local basketball, figure out where some of these teams are in our service area. Hoisington already on Christmas break. Well, actually, everybody on Christmas break now. But Hoisington went on Christmas break a couple of days early. We talked about them on last week's show. Larned and Great Bend were in action on Friday night. We'll start with the Indians. Here's the voice of Larned, Gary Wagner.
Indians on the road on this Friday night, and both teams get wins. In the girls' game, the Lady Indians started slow but finished strong with a 30-point win over Kingman. The final score, 52-22. Kingman got 7 points from Lexi Windsor. She's a 5'6" freshman. 5 points from Kaylor Helm. They were 6 of 18 at the free throw line. Meanwhile, the Indians got double figures from Cassidy Walks with 10. Also with 10 was Lauren Sletter. 19 points to lead all scorers for junior Jaden Crosby. Indians 7 of 14 at the free throw line, but Larned got 12, 19, and 17 points through the first 3 quarters, a running clock to begin the fourth quarter. And the Indians win this one. Going away, Lady Indians now 5-1 on the season. For the Indian guys coming into this game with 1 win against winless Kingman, they get the job done tonight and take that second win into the Christmas break. The final score 50-40. Indians win. Larned was up by as many as 16 as late as the 2:20 mark. Kingman makes a run to try to come back. Indians get some free throws from a sophomore, Kobe Lang. He was 5 of 8 in the second half. He was 4 of 6, in the fourth quarter. Indians got a dozen points from Tristan Regan, 7 points from Andreas Martinez, and Kyler Green led all scorers. Another big game for Kyler. He had 23 tonight. Indians, though, were just 8 of 19 at the free throw line. 15 points for Kingman's Dawson Wood, 12 points for Logan Birkenbaugh. Kingman was 15 of 18 from the free throw line, but the Indians did a good job on the glass and limited Kingman to a lot of one-shot opportunities, turned him over several times, and get the win going into break. Again, the Indians win it tonight on the boys' side, 50-40. Larned's next action will be from Colby on the 2nd of January. We'll have those games for you here on Hits 106.9. Reporting for Eagle Radio Sports. From Kingman, I'm Gary Wagner.
Big thanks to Gary for not just that, but also going out to Kingman, covering this team all year long. Hope he's enjoying the Christmas break. I know I'm enjoying the Christmas break with Barton already off. They were off for the first week last week and won't be back until the 3rd. So definitely looking forward to that. But Larned gets the boys get the win over Kingman. That's kind of what they needed, I think, Garrett. And then the Larned's girls just continue to roll. They're so good. They are such a good high school girls basketball team, and they continue to impress. And hopefully that win can get Larned boys back on track as they head into Christmas break.
Yeah, the girls team, that group of girls been playing together for a long time, so they're starting to show their, I guess, working together, showing it, and yeah, they're a good team, and good for the boys. Mr. Green in there, their big man. If they can just find some outside shots to drop on a night, some of those nights, and be able to work an inside-out game, and the Reagan kid, if he gets going to the hole, driving and putting up some points there, they're going to be able to win a few games. So yeah, a good way to end the first part of the season and get ready to go in the second half.
That was the Larned Indians. Now to tell you about the Great Bend Panthers, here's the voice of Panther basketball, Mike Hesher.
On the final Friday night before the holiday break, the Great Bend Panthers split a doubleheader with the Pratt Greenbacks. The girls winning 51-46, and the boys falling to Pratt by a score of 48-41. In the girls' contest, the Great Bend Panthers were down by 19 late stages of the third quarter, trailed by 15 at the end of the third quarter, but they would outscore Pratt 26-7 and win the contest 51-46. It was a 3-point shooting contest for the Great Bend Panthers to get back into the contest, as Alyssa McCulley had a couple three-pointers. Alexis Mayers had 3 three-pointers. Mayers would lead the Lady Panthers with 16 points, and she was the only one in double figures as the Panthers head to the holiday break with a record of 2-5. For the Great Bend boys, they led at halftime by a score of 26-25, but Pratt would outscore Great Bend in the third quarter 15-4. They would lead at the end of 3 quarters 40-30, and then hold on down the stretch 48-41. Great Bend would crawl to then 4 or 5 on a couple of different occasions, but could not get over the hump. Leading the way for Great Bend, unofficially, I have Jacob Hall with 24 points as Great Bend falls to 4-3 on the season, and Pratt also undefeated on the boys' side. They're now 6-0. Final scores once again: Great Bend boys lose 48-41, and the Pratt Greenback girls fall to Great Bend by a score of 51-46. That'll wrap it up from here. For Eagle Radio and Hope Broadcasting, I'm Mike Hesher.
Big thanks to Hesh for doing the same thing. That was actually the first home game that Great Bend has had this year. Hesh has been all over the state following Panther basketball, so he was certainly happy to be back in the friendly confines. But Great Bend, not the season that they expected, at least through 7 games. Got a lot of time left, and of course the injury to Ian Premer that kept him out for, I believe, 2 of those games it was obvious.
Right. And, over Christmas break here, you kind of realize they're going to be out without the young man for a while. So give them a chance to kind of reload and redirect maybe and, work on some different type of things that maybe they haven't, kind of shift their scoring points around and whatever. So, get over to Christmas break. They'll get some work in and figuring out that situation. Will look for a good second half.
Coach Kreese said in the post game all he needs is that extra 5% from everybody involved.
There you go.
Whatever Ian Premer had given you, you're not going to get it from any one kid.
Right.
So you've got to spread that out again amongst the rest of the kids. Your 10-point-a-game scorers need to become your 12 to 14 point a game scorers. Your 15-point scorers need to become your 20-point scorers. Things like that. It's got to come from somewhere. And for the record, I did watch some of that Pratt game, and it looked like Alec Premer was filling in pretty well for him, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah. And so like Hall, he had 20 points? Is that what they said?
Jacob Hall, yep.
He's going to be a big contributor. He always was and would have been, but, his role is going to step up. Just like you said, everyone's role is going to have to step up a little bit. So next man up.
Sports Day Today is presented in part by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also, by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. Final break of the show right now. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Cine Doors' Christmas message may not be original, but we hope your Christmas shines like the eyes of a child in a toy store.
I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Papa! That's right, Hadley. I think you just did, Eddie.
Oh, yeah, and have a Happy New Year to boot.
Mom, Dad, and everyone at Cine Doors praise your holidays are filled with love and happiness. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas from everyone at C&E Doors. C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Martin Community College, in partnership with Golden Key Group, proudly offers the nation's first associate's degree in federal human resources, and it's 100% online. This program prepares you for remote federal HR careers that support mission success across the government. Service members and military spouses, use your MyCAA or GI Bill benefits to take the next step towards a rewarding, flexible career from wherever you are. Learn more at federalhr.bartoncccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Final couple of minutes here. Want to go ahead and let people know we will not have a show tomorrow. We will have one Wednesday, and then we'll go on Christmas break and be back on the first Monday of the new year. That is January 5th will be the first day we come back. But no show tomorrow. We'll be airing the Boca Raton Bowl, Toledo and Louisville. We'll also have the New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky, and Southern Miss later in the afternoon. Western Kentucky and Southern Miss in the city of New Orleans. That is a special cocktail of possibility that absolutely terrifies me. Anyway, Garrett, want to get this in at the buzzer here. Great Bend Wrestling was in action over the weekend as well. The boys up in Hoisington at the Corner Classic, and a really good showing for them. We'll hit the highlights here. Great Bend with 16 wrestlers, finished with 184.5 points. That led. Jose Bustamante placed first. The following names were all first-place finishers. Jose Bustamante at heavyweight, Trent Kern at 215, Tristan Tomlinson at 157, Trevin Maciel at 144, and Hayden Lyles at 126. So a really good showing at the Corner Classic in Hoisington. Hoisington finished in 6th with 99 points, Larned in 8th with 60.5, and Ellenwood in 10th with 37.5.
All right. I was up there, watched some of that. Just the Lyles kid from Great Bend pinned 4 opponents in 2:30 total wrestling time. Tristan Tomlinson, 5 pins for roughly 4:30, and Trenton 5 pins in roughly 6 minutes. Tristan Tomlinson's wrestling very well right now. He's just looking really solid out there. Trenton, first match is out, knocked a little rust off him, took a little break, I think, just trying to heal up the body from football a little bit, but he didn't knock a whole lot of rust out, only wrestling 6 minutes. But anyway, Larned girls.
That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Having to wrestle Trent Kern. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, he's
All right,
fun
go
to
ahead.
watch.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, girls from Larned. Paisley finished second at 190. The boys, the Kerner kid first at 113. Braden third at 120. And the Matthew Wilder third at 165. So nice little showing there.
Also want to say that Great Bend Girls Wrestling at the Lady Cat Classic in Baser Linwood. Camden Post with the best performance on the night. She finished in second. Great Bend finished in 14th with 67 points, scored by 7 wrestlers. Washburn Rural won that. They had 14 wrestlers, scored 184.5 points. That's going to do it for today's show. Garrett, we'll see you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you in January. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the video feed. Big thanks to you for watching and listening. We're off tomorrow, but we're back on Wednesday with the final show in 2025. Thank you for listening. This has been Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.